of the victorious team Dignitas EU.
Thank you so much, Pulse. You're joined here by Senpai and Obvious, our newest additions to the LCS. Congratulations, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
We heard you guys shouting, obviously, very loud at the end of the game. Talk us through kind of the last 10 minutes of that game, knowing that you're so close to grabbing that spot.
I mean, when the hacker got the flank on Kobe and Nisbet, we were kind of like, oh, are we actually going to throw this? But as soon as they respawned, and we just knew we had the game. And it was epic.
What were you guys talking about between games? Because it was like you guys won, then you lost, and you won, then you lost. Like, how was it between games? Were you guys really nervous? Were you upset or anything? Or was you just keep it cool? You guys were going to win anyway?
No, we weren't really upset at all. We were just trying to go into it with a new plan every time. And every time we lost, we tried to do something else because obviously it didn't work for us. So.
Well, yeah, I mean...
The Anivia was,
we saw Anivia. Do you mind explaining maybe the plan of the Game 4 team composition?
The point was to protect the Kog'Maw. I mean, the Anivia Kog'Maw is pretty strong together. But when they got so far ahead from the early game, when the Maokai mid-gang failed, and they just snowballed with S here, and they got 5 Drakes, and there was nothing we could do that game. We had no engage.
Yeah, 5 Dragons seem to be a pretty big theme through all of these games. Obvious, we talked about Dan on the other team was a player that can make or break that team. Do you feel like you've neutralized him a lot in this series, or was it more the team in general?
I wasn't necessarily trying to neutralize him. I was more trying to do something on the other side of the map whenever he did something. And it just happened that I ended up making more plays than he did.
Yeah. And how do you look at Mousesports as a team? Because like coming in here, you guys, looking at the entire split maybe, you were the big favorites, or some of the big favorites, to make the LCS, of course. Now you placed Mousesports. They've improved a lot lately, 5 games. I mean, what is your both opinions on Mousesports as a team?
I think Mousesports, they grew a lot throughout the whole Challenger series. Like, in the beginning, I weren't really scared of any Challenger teams, to be honest, because we were doing so good, both in scrims and in the important matches. But then in the end, we kind of went in a slump, and Mouse actually kind of went up. So, yeah, they improved. They're a good team now, actually. I think they're pretty good.
Yeah, you mentioned that they went up. You guys had a little dip, of course, coming into the playoffs with the team. But now the big thing, this is your trophy, but it also, of course, embodies what you have played for. You will be going to the LCS. How much of a possibility you think you have there to get far? We had, of course, Origin was here a couple of months ago, which is an absolute success story. But what realistically do you think, or how far you can get?
We can't be as cocky as Origin were. I think we're going to start off with saying we're going to avoid relegation and then go from there.
I mean, that's fair enough.
That's
coming
good.
in as a challenge team. Obviously, Origin had all the former LCS players. You guys now, we got... I'm going to say you're going to be 17 very soon.
Yeah,
at
in
least.
September.
Another Danish prodigy.
5 of them now, by the way. This is going to be pretty insane. Coming in, like, for you as a very young player, you're going to play against, obviously you faced all the other guys in solo queue, like Frog and whatever. But is there any, like, are you already feeling a little bit, like, nervous coming in, or you just want to go in and kick some ass?
No, I'm actually pretty excited because I used to play Cold League against Vivian and Nukedog back when they were in Cloud9 Eclipse and NIP. And I'm coming back to their league, so I wasn't that good at that time, but now I want to go and improve myself.
Super exciting. Obvious, what do you want to prove? And ranking yourself among some of the LCS players, how good do you think you can do?
I already think if I play at my best level, I can handle most of the LCS junglers right now. So.
Awesome. Loving that. Well, a little bit of cockiness there, but that's okay.
I mean,
there's confidence.
I have been slumping, so it can always happen. But I think if I play at my best level, I can handle them.
What happened with this slump here? We keep hearing it. Rongshao was talking about it. You guys went down for a few weeks. Nobody's really explaining anything. I mean, you don't have to reel everything, but is there anything you guys really feel like was a major factor?
Okay, we started out with there was a LAN in Belgium we went to with all the other Coke League team basically. And then we got home, and then there was a week we didn't get too much practice, no really scrims. Then we faced Ex Nihilo in Coke League. And one day after we go to Valencia as well, where we couldn't practice at all. So we had almost 2 weeks without any practice, like proper scrim schedules.
Then we got home and got smacked by gamers too.
Yeah, and that'll wake you up. But in any case, that slump is all done and forgotten. You guys made it. You're in the LCS. And so, as said, with our win today team, Dignitas EU has claimed the #1 spot in the European Challenger Series for summer 2015 and will join the LCS next spring to replace those Copenhagen Wolves. As you can see, the completed bracket there. Defisho, your total impressions of the playoffs?
Well, I mean, this was a long final, but very exciting games, very back and forth between the teams. Fun to see adaptations, of course, in the pick and ban phases. Anivia showed up once, then she didn't show up again. Sadly for
Not
her.
going to let him live that down.
But
Come on, it's the Danish pride, man. It's rock.
It is. It's true. I mean, it's also fantastic to see 5 new Danish players. I mean, that warms my heart.
Oh, you look so proud. In any case, Mousesports, they didn't make it here, but they can still go pro along with Gamers2 with a win in the 2016 Spring Promotion Tournament. There you can see the teams, of course, Gambit and SK Gaming, who they could be up against. Guys, you played Gamers2 and Mousesports often. Do you think any of those two, or what are their chances of still making it in the LCS?
Personally, I think whoever faces Gambit will lose, and whoever faces SK has a chance.
All right. Senpai, anything to add?
Yeah, the ones that face Gambit is going to have a real hard time and probably lose, but the team that faces SK can get in.
Oh, we'll see if that comes true. I'll mark your calendar now because we'll be bringing our full coverage of both matches on Saturday, September 5th in Promotion Tournament. But the fight to climb into the LCS isn't over yet. Until then, and later today, Team Coast will face Renegades for the auto promotion spot open in North America. That's coming up later. Coverage begins bright and early at 3 a.m. Central European Time, 6 p.m. Pacific. These guys might still be up for it after going to celebrate that they're in the LCS. For now, though, we need to sign off and get some rest before that matchup. On behalf of everyone here at the European Challenger Series, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you back here on the weekend for the LCS semifinals.
A spot in the